Meg to the Trench is the sequel to the 2018 creature feature film The Meg. This sees the return of Jason Statham as Jonas Taylor, and this was directed by British filmmaker Ben Wheatley. The plot is about a research team encounters multiple threats while exploring the depths of the ocean, including a malevolent mining operation. With The Meg from 2018, I honestly don't remember that much about the film, and with it being 5 years ago now, and the experience was pretty meh, to be honest with you, regarding the plot, the characters, and even the kills from the Meg itself, and it was overall a pretty dull film. Now here we are 5 years later with Meg to the Trench, and to be honest with you, I have the same feelings about the sequel. There are a couple aspects I thought were fine though, such as some neat camera work, particularly with some POV shots, for example when Jason Statham is on a jet ski, and I really liked this shot when a Meg has its mouth open about to eat a bunch of people, and I thought it was executed not that badly. It could have had some gore, but of course this is a PG-13 and a 12A film in the UK. I thought the acting was okay. I actually felt like that everyone was enjoying themselves making this, and Jason Statham always has this entertaining presence, even when he's been in some pretty bad films. I also liked the scenes when Jason Statham is on the jet ski and he is against these Megs, and that's pretty much about it. Now regarding the plot, yes, it is ridiculous, it makes no sense, and I never expected it to take itself that seriously, which I can expect sometimes if it is amusing to me. But as I mentioned, just like the first film, it was so dull from its execution, and I never really had that much fun and suspense. All of the characters were pretty forgettable in this film, new and old, and when someone did get killed off, I would immediately forget who that person was. Especially with the human villains who were cartoonish, lame and unremarkable. Some of these villains were barely in the film, and that did not help to understand much more of who they were and being afraid of their motivations as more threats to the plot. Now as this is a sequel, everything has got to be bigger and better, so regarding the threat, we have more than one Megs, we have a kraken, and we have these small dinosaurs that can swim and even breathe over water. Now I was absolutely fine having more than one Meg, making the threat to be much more difficult and destructive. Also, going back to Jason Statham being on a jet ski, seeing him going against 2 or 3 Megs was just enough for me to enjoy and appreciate. But with the Kraken and those small dinosaurs, I just found them to be really boring and they were just too much for me. Meg 2 had some pretty awful CGI, and especially when Jason Statham and some other characters are deep underwater, which is the trench, and I could not see literally anything. This has got to be some of the worst underwater filmmaking I have ever seen. I couldn't tell what was going on, and when the action and horror kicks off, I was struggling much more to see what was going on the screen. I partly feel a creature feature like the Meg films could have been better if it was R-rated and had a 15/18 certificate in the UK. Obviously, I understand by law that you won't be able to have that many more audience members to attend to see the film, but I just feel with a higher and older rating, you can make more risks and have no limitations from an appealing value. But then it still could be pretty dull. This is why I don't really have a complete opinion about this. In the end, just like the first film, this is a pretty dull and forgettable sequel with bigger stuff going on but not executed well. If you want to see this on the big screen, then feel free to, or if you can wait until it comes out on digital and physical media, then that is absolutely fine as well. And yeah, that is all I can say. I'm struggling to say more about this film. So based on my Letterboxd rating, I'm going to give Meg to the Trench 2 stars out of 5. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this review. Please let me know your thoughts about the film in the comments below. And if you liked what you watched, feel free to subscribe and look out for more videos coming your way.